Hello, my friends. I'm Pat Finn from the Rubicon Results Institute, and welcome to this series that's all about having either radical results in life or some really good excuses, because it is one or the other. And I'm all about people having the kind of results that they dream of in life. So, in this series, as we start off, I have a question for you. The question is, what if you were the kind of person who just went for it? The person who, as we would say, has a bias toward action. You just got things done. The kind of person who took the leap to maybe start a new business or turn a business around, or had no issues with cold calling, or posted regularly on social media, or turned your hobby into a business, or sat down to write that book or script, or maybe even walked right up to that cute girl or guy and asked for their number. Whatever you've been dragging your feet on, just know that it takes getting started to be able to produce some results. In fact, Mark Twain said this great quote where he said, "The secret to getting ahead is getting started." And that's what this is all about, is you having the ability to get ahead in life, not be stuck where you're at. So sometimes it's easy to procrastinate. You can just do it later. You wait for the right time. You want to get it perfect before you share it with other people. Many times throughout your life, you might find yourself in some sort of analysis paralysis, asking the question, what should I do? Should I do something about this? Am I good enough? What if I fail? You may even find yourself realizing that you are totally stopped because you're having a hard time deciding on what your goals are. Well, one of the things that we talk about in our course is that done is better than perfect. It's a Sheryl Sandberg quote, and she says it very powerfully in a way that you really get that it is at times in life better to be in action than it is to figure out if it's the right action. In fact, you can go, in terms of life, there's an energy that gets created while you're in action. And even though you may course correct from your goal along the way, much better to create that energy moving towards what it is that you're committed to doing. You know that most barriers to success are in our mind. And what we look at are the habitual ways of thinking in life that gives you the opportunity to have a breakthrough in that, to take things to the next level. But it starts with sometimes eliminating those barriers. Sometimes it shows up like resistance, for example. We talk about in our course that you have a conditioned resistance and procrastination, which, by the way, is an acronym for CRAP. So we say cut the crap, the conditioned resistance and procrastination. And here's what I mean by conditioned. You are anxious about something, something's weighing you down, something that you're anticipating is going to be difficult to do, that you just don't want to do it. And in that moment, you decide not to do it. Your brain scores that as a reward. It's like ding, 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 a relief. We're not doing this right now. That's really awesome. So it actually starts to create a pattern in your brain where your brain will actually see that waiting to do something that you're anxious about or difficult shows up as a relief in that particular moment. Now, we know what happens is if you keep doing that, your brain is just designed to think about the immediate relief versus long term, what's going to cause. Long term, there's even more anxiousness and upset and frustration because you're not getting things done. But in the immediate moment, when you decide to go for something and you don't do it, your brain is happy about that. So this is about overriding your brain and actually starting to operate from a whole different perspective. You could even use starting rituals. One of the ones that I really like comes from Mel Robbins, and Mel Robbins talks about the fact that that if you use this simple 5-second rule, she wrote an entire book about it and has some very successful talks when it comes to it. It's a simple rule that can get you in action and start to reprogram your brain. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And if you use that every time you notice you're resisting, but then actually do what there is to do in that moment, whether it's putting on the sneakers and starting the exercise program, or bopping out of bed, or doing the dishes, or making that tough phone call, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. If you do that, it makes a huge difference in terms of you taking things out of the limbic part of your brain, which sounds a lot like limbo, right? The limbic part of your brain, and moving them to the prefrontal cortex where you take action, where you have goals, where you're decisive. So this is about retraining your brain, literally creating a new neural pathway that whatever it is you're contemplating, if you do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, your brain doesn't have time to justify not going, to think about the options. It's literally programmed. So the moment you say that, you take action. Now, in the beginning, you might do it on those simple types of tasks, but eventually it's going to make a difference on doing the really tough stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And the more you do it, and by the way, only do it if you know you're going to move forward with it. You never want to dilute the power of this, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And all of a sudden, you are in action. Habit researchers, by the way, call this a starting ritual. It only takes a few seconds to change your life. And every single one of us have those moments where we resist, where there's fear or difficulty or uncertainty. And in order to face those, we need to be courageous. And that's exactly what Mel Robbins says the 5 second rule does. And I've discovered it over the years, coaching for the past 25 years. Just in the past 5 years, as people have been using this 5 second rule, it has made a huge difference in people all of a sudden being in action about what's important to you. And of course, action always beats inaction. And we're going to talk about some of the ways to be in action and some of the things to be in action about as you continue to look towards expanding who you are and creating those radical results in your life, those big breakthroughs that take you beyond the way things already are. So make sure you tune into our next episode. And I'll remind you that it's really great when you have a chance to click on the button, click on the subscribe button. And that means that we'll make sure that we always give you a notification when we drop the next video. But be sure to watch each of the videos, and I am certain it could shift how you see yourself and the kind of results that you produce for your life. I'm Pat Finn, and I really appreciate you watching. So I'll see you next time. Thank you.